Well, good Tuesday afternoon, Bulldogs. Bear with me for the next couple of minutes because you can not only tell from this temperature currently in Starkville that it is cold, but my voice is also a little bit hoarse today as well. So all of us definitely not feeling our best after the colder temperatures have arrived. And with this lower humidity as well, it's making for some really dry air outside. So 23 right now is the dew point. Northwest wind around 8 miles per hour is making it feel just a little bit cooler outside. So we've had consistent winds out of the north between 5 to 15 miles per hour since that cold front has pushed through. And that's really helping to filter in even colder temperatures than what we're experiencing right now. But we'll talk about that more here in just a second. Winds across the rest of the region are pretty gusty at times, so this is the wind speeds, which means gusts are even stronger than this. Now, one thing that you may not be thinking about with how cold it feels outside this afternoon is the risk of fire, and that's because we have very low relative humidity, these gusty winds, and still very dry soil, dry vegetation out there. Those are the three things that we look for when we issue a red flag warning. So this is in effect for mainly areas along and south of Highway 82. Here in Oktibbeha County, stretching over to Lowndes County and just stretching south of there. So most of the region is dealing with the risk of some fire danger on this afternoon. And we are also dealing with still that very dry vegetation because of the lack of rainfall that we've had. And you may have thought it rained for a little bit yesterday afternoon, felt like a really steady rain, a dreary, cloudy, cold day, and it was, but we didn't really pick up any measurable rainfall. Those raindrops were very tiny, trying to fight through a lot of dry air because we did not have a lot of moisture to work with. So that led to no measurable rainfall in our local viewing area. Some of us in Ackerman and Louisville picking up a trace, and I would argue a trace for Starkville as well, even though it's showing nothing at all. So we didn't really see much in the way of rain. That drought is continuing to hit the region pretty hard, and we're going to continue to see that deficit in the rainfall increasing as the next several days show really no sign of improvement with no really beneficial rain in the forecast. Now, throughout the rest of this evening, it is Halloween and it is cold outside, so you may want to have a light jacket, maybe a heavy jacket if you're cold-natured underneath that costume. Temperatures will be dropping through the lower 50s early this evening. Right after that sun goes down, we're in the 40s, and we're going to continue to fall quickly as we go into the later overnight hours. In fact, overnight lows appear to be dropping into the upper 20s just about region-wide for the first time since early spring. So a very hard freeze is in the forecast, and with light winds also forecast for tonight, a heavy frost is going to be in the picture as we wake up tomorrow morning. So maybe wake up a little bit early to get that ice scraper out for the first time in a while and go ahead and get that frost off the windshield and warm up the car as well, because it will be a cold commute. 28 degrees is the forecast low in Starkville, 27 in Aberdeen, and a little bit warmer for folks over in Alabama and just south of US 82, 30 in Louisville, 30 in Macon, and over in Vernon as well. So as we look at the freeze warning, it does cover the entire area for tonight. This is going in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, putting an official end to our growing season. Now, the cold front that brought us all of our cold weather yesterday is actually all the way off of the Atlantic East Coast right now. It's stretching through central Florida and back over into the northern part of the Atlantic. A reinforcing cold front is just behind it on its hills, and this is approaching our area, moving through overnight. This high pressure just behind it out in the central United States is going to be responsible for eventually moving to the east, helping to bring in some southerly winds, and that's going to help increase our temperatures over the next 7 days as well. So we're at 53 for a high tomorrow. A little bit cooler than today, but that's because of the cooler start tomorrow morning. And by this weekend, we're already back into the middle to upper 70s. So a welcome sign for those of you who are already hating on the cold weather across the area. Here's a look at that 7-day planning forecast. Lots of sunshine there, some frost potential for Thursday and Friday mornings, but we're back to spring-like weather, honestly, by the beginning of next week.